What's up, Saber fans? It's your boy Breeze back again. Today, we have an installation on a Fantasy Relics Darth Nihilus inspired lightsaber. So this one was actually in my own personal collection, but Daniel really wanted to acquire this specific lightsaber, and I was happy to let it go. So this is an install for Daniel, and in terms of the saber itself, I actually had it custom made from Fantasy Relics, and it came with, it was just bare aluminum. I did have him drill out a 12 millimeter hole here, actually 14 millimeters with a 12 millimeter drop, just so I can utilize a switch like this one. And I did all of the weathering on this saber. So I can check that out. Just so it looks used and in universe. It's not as weathered as the previous Fantasy Relics Nihilus that I worked on. That one was pre-weathered before it got to me, but this one is weathered by me. So I actually did some pretty cool things to this specific installation. I did create this blade plug. Daniel, this one will be coming home with the saber just to protect the lit PCB inside. The back of it is actually an open pommel, but the way I designed it, well, you guys will see once we take a closer look at the installation, but that's something special that I included for Daniel. He didn't want something like this, but I, because it was in my collection, I had that planned already in terms of what I wanted to do with, you know, how this looked when it was all ignited and everything like that. All right, now let's take a closer look at the installation. Here's just a closer look of the saber itself, just so you can see all the details and the weathering that I did to it. Okay, so first let's take a look at the emitter here. In order to take out the blade plug, just want to hit it out, and then it should come right out, Daniel. Inside, we have a Shtok V4 lit PCB. In order to access the chassis, it's going to be this retention screw right here. And you want to be careful with this. You don't want to unscrew it too much, so then you lose the screw. That's the last thing you want to do. So all you have to do is just loosen it just a little bit, okay? Maybe one turn, and then it'll come right out. In order to get the chassis out, you just want to hit it on your hands a little bit, and as a little bit's peeking out, then you can just grab it and pull it out. There you go. All right, here is the chassis. Now, it is not a fully removable chassis. I actually have it wired up all the way up here, and it's connected to the switches. So as it comes down from the emitter, here is a dual tactile switch setup. Top is power, bottom is auxiliary. You got this nifty little switch from Saberbay. But check out the chassis. So I also weathered and custom designed the chassis for Daniel. As you can see, it here is a Sith logo here, installed with a Proffie 3.9. In Arabesh on this side, it says Darth Nihilus. On the other side, it says Breezy Saberworks. And then here is how you're gonna access the battery. So removable, rechargeable 18650 battery. I do have a kill switch here, but it's kind of hidden. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, Daniel, but it's literally right here. If for some reason you can't hit it, turn it on with your finger, I suggest you use, you know, something like your hex key and just flip it, and that's how you're gonna turn on the saber. Now this part is something I'm proud of here. So it is installed with a 24 millimeter Smuggler's Outpost speaker but I designed this little cap here to hold this tiny pixel ring. So it's gonna give the vibes like there's a crystal inside shining out of the pommel since the pommel's open. And this is something I really wanted to do when this was in my collection and I wanted to install it for myself. And Daniel, I know you had no idea what I was gonna do to it, and this is a surprise for you. So I hope you enjoy it. I think it looks super dope. All right, so in order to turn it on, like I mentioned before, you just take like a hex key, toothpick, something, tweezers, whatever you want. Just flip it on. And there is the pixel ring. So each sound font actually has its own little animation that's gonna happen with the pixel ring, and that's how I programmed it. Now, in order to put it back, you just wanna push it in as far as you can go. In this part, you're gonna wanna put the pommel here and you wanna push it down. Don't worry about breaking it or hurting it. Push it down as hard as you can so there's no gap right there. And then once you have it down, then you can take your hex key and you can just tighten it. One tighten or one rotation is all you really need. And then you are good to go. All right, let's turn her on. That's how it'll look with the blade plug in it. There's some shine through on the blade plug. And there's the pixel ring. And then idle will have its own animation. So it's really cool. That's gonna look super sick at night with all the different colors. All right, now let's take a look at this thing with a blade in it. So your retention screw is right here. Just want to loosen that up. And the blade plug can get pretty snug, but all you have to do is hit it and it should come right out. It takes a 1-inch blade. There's my trusty tester blade. Just gonna wanna push it in all the way, make good contact, and then tighten down your retention screw. And then here is that accent pixel ring. Again, super dope. Let's go ahead and fire her up. Nice and loud with that 24mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite. Gesture controls, twist on, twist off for you, Daniel. I will be sending you the Proffie controls for the 2-button setup. Now, all of the sound fonts on here is everything that you wanted, everything that you sent me, I did put on there, including the extra one that you wanted. I believe it was the TROS Graflex on there. I was able to fit that on there for you. You still, because it's a Proffie 3.9, you still actually have some good amount of space in there if later on in the future you wanted to update the sound font package or add more complex blade styles. That's completely up to you. But something to note, the first 4 sound fonts on here are fonts that I included that was part of my last Fantasy Relics Nihilus build, just because they sound so Sithy.
I came to warn you, Jedi.
So with the Revan, the color change, it only goes to 2 colors because it's Darth Revan. So you have the purple and the red.
Anakin is gone. I am what remains.
So like I said, the rest of it are all the sound fonts that you sent me, mostly KSith. As you can see, all the ones that you sent. Oh, and then something else. When you do the color change, I believe that's Darth Malik's voice because we don't have a Darth Nihilus voice pack, but it sounds super Sithy. And you will notice as well, the pixel ring matches whatever blade color you change it to. Super dope. So you got some good shine through on the bottom and the top. So this is gonna look amazing at night. Oh, and if I didn't mention before, on your 2-button setup, top button is your power, bottom button is your auxiliary. Well, that's it, guys. This is a Fantasy Relics Darth Nihilus inspired lightsaber. It was installed with a Proffie 3.9 for Daniel, included a little pixel ring on the bottom just to add a little bit of style and flavor to this saber. I also weathered it myself. I think it turned out dope. So Daniel, I hope you love this. Thank you for trusting me with the install and for grabbing this from my own personal collection. I'm happy it's going to you, dude. If you guys out there are looking for a custom lightsaber installation, a custom neopixel blade, hit me up, check me out. Breezy Saber Works on Facebook, Instagram. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Till next time. May the Force be with you. Peace.